Hi, I'm Cruz, and free your mind and your vote is something I want you to do on by-election day on the 4th of July. I invite you to ask yourself a simple question. Who do I want to vote for? Not which party do you always vote for, irrespective of the individual, or who do my friends and family vote for. This time, you are free of party allegiances. The outcome of this election will affect neither GSLP Liberal government nor just the opposition. The Chief Minister himself said a couple of weeks ago they can govern with 9 ministers, 9, not 10. The leader of the opposition recognised that a new voice in Parliament would only enhance it. So what does this mean, you're asking? It means that there's no fear that your vote will be wasted. No worry, a vote for one will affect another. For once you can look at the candidates and decide who is best positioned, better aligned with your way of thinking, and most likely to speak out and not remain silent, and all around are lowering their heads or simply contradicting each other to score cheap political points. In fact, the truth is the exact opposite. If you feel that a new constructive voice in Parliament is a good idea, then the reality is that your vote will be wasted by voting for the 10th Alliance MP or the 8th GSD MP, irrespective of their candidate. Another GSLP MP or another GSD MP will not change the dynamics of Parliament, the voices. At best, it will increase the volume, but it will achieve little more. I believe this election provides a rare opportunity for all of us. It is in many ways a perfect storm. Why, you may ask? Firstly, you have, as I've explained, a free vote that will not affect government or current opposition. Secondly, the government, on the 4th of June, announced they will set up a parliamentary select committee that will be tasked over the next 6 months to consider the question of democratic and parliamentary reform. Thirdly, in me and in the PDP, you have a candidate that has, for the last 7 years, shown that we have led the democratic agenda, a candidate who believes in a more accountable, yet more convivial and more constructive, less acrimonious way of doing politics in Gibraltar, for all our benefit. If you elect me to Parliament, you send a powerful message. This is what you want, and that I should form part of that committee. Changes will be implemented by 2015. So really this is a fantastic opportunity, here and now, to make things happen, to shake it up a bit, in a positive way, with no downside. Let me repeat this, it will not affect government or opposition, but wow. What you could achieve with my election to Parliament at this moment in time, where there's a democratic opportunity, is truly extraordinary. You also know that you can review my performance, and if I do not deliver or make a positive contribution, in 2 years' time you have an opportunity to revert to your traditional vote and vote me out of Parliament. I have no fear of being judged on my performance. After all, it's you, the taxpayer, who pay MPs. The PDP has never been a one-issue party. Although we believe style of government is a very important issue because it impacts on how we run every area of policy and how we hold government to account, we recognise that you want to understand what our position is on other matters. My manifesto should have reached you by now, or it's on its way. If it has not, I apologise. It is available online at pdp.gi. It highlights how we have led on so many issues beside democracy and style of government. These include our constructive but robust approach to the fishing dispute, where, whilst recognising the naive triggering and management of the dispute by government, we expressed solidarity and offered solutions, such as licensing and thereafter proper enforcement of our laws within our waters. A year after we recommended this, the government is moving in that direction and actually have now just changed the law. On equality, and specifically the full and well overdue integration of the non-EU long-term nationals, such as the Moroccan community, we have led the debate for 7 years. Recently we have fought their corner when the government tried to bring what was an EU-condemned Dutch ex-remand floating hostel for members of the Moroccan community. Thankfully it was sent away and the government are now doing more to naturalise long-term residents. On education, we have questioned whether we're really being too complacent by not challenging our education system, right from management through to GCSE and A-level results. Whilst recognising the government's investment in teachers and a new school, we have challenged how this and previous governments have established their priorities. One only has to look at Bayside School and then compare it to the attractive £80 billion airport or the plans for parks and new marinas and ask themselves the question, are our priorities right? On employment and training, we have questioned whether over-nationalistic policies which park our youth in government companies are really credible, whether we would be better off by investing in training establishments that would proudly make Gibraltarians the candidate of choice every time. On the economic management of our community, we have raised important issues, including on debt, on realistic growth, on the need for a tunnel, on reliable power supplies, on regulation and management of Gibraltar Savings Bank, and on what our plan should be if the UK chooses to leave the EU in 2017. On our constitutional future, unlike other parties, we have shown aspiration, clarity and leadership. Whilst not disregarding the fourth option, we have promoted the concept of free association, a concept historically promoted by many well-respected people, including the late Sir Joshua Hassan, Adolfo Canepa, Peter Montegrifo, and all of the ACR, and Mr. Posano at the GSUP in the early 90s. Free association will be a recognition of our rights in a referendum, which would leave us as Gibraltarian and British by choice, and it would end our UN battles, sealing the Spanish claim forever. Regrettably, I cannot in this limited time cover all our policies, but what is clear is we have led when others have followed, and I would always add, constructively. So I ask you once again to remember this is a free vote. If you believe like we do, like I do, that to focus on what unites us often delivers more than what separates us, then give me your voice in Parliament. Your vote is key to our future. If after 7 years of hard work you want us, the PDP, to continue to contribute, the 4th of July is the time. I promise to work hard and do my best to make that difference. With me you'll know you'll get straight talking, clarity, and above all else, passion that puts Gibraltar first and politics second. Please support me with your free vote on the 4th of July. You have all to gain, nothing to lose. Good night.
The opposition has demonstrated that they can have a backbencher already with the number of members that they have in the Parliament. And we have demonstrated that we can run the government with 9 ministers, not 10. We can run the government with 9 ministers, not 10. 9, not 10.
The real, and I emphasize, the real issue is in relation to enlargement. And, you know, we feel that's fundamental for the improvement of democracy. By excluding those people, we're doing a disservice to democracy, and the contrary is also true. By including them, we enrich democracy and we enrich liberty.
It was great to hear that the Chief Minister openly and unreservedly admitted that the government can govern with 9 people, doesn't need 10, and that the opposition can have backbench MPs with 7. That is a clear, open and I think timely admission, which means that it is perfectly consistent with our position that this by-election is not about government, it's not about opposition, it's about voting in a person who might contribute something different and supports our views on democratic reform and enlargement of the House in the manner that we've suggested.